All right. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Plan Your Greatness. I am your gracious host, Carlton Hamilton, and I'm going to make this quick because I got to get ready for a workout with my daughter. We're going a little bit late today because she had to work, so I want to get right into everything. I'm going to try to cut everything short because this is a great piece. All right, the weigh-in again. I'm just hovering around 246. You know, give me another 25 pounds. I'm going to be right where I need to be. All right. Topic for today is, this is from chapter 11. It's a part of the 9 Pillars of Success series. And we're going to be focusing on pillar number 3, which is give all your deadlines, give all your goals a hard deadline. Okay? And we're going to go through this pretty quickly, and you have opportunity to go right back if I move real quickly and just play this stuff back. That's one of the beautiful things about social media, is that if you miss something, you can always stop it and go play it right back. All right. Now, in order for us to really understand the pillars that are supporting the 3 questions, we have to look at it this way, is that you must ask yourself the first 3 questions, because the pillars are the support system to the 3 questions. So you must ask yourself, what do you want? You must ask why you want it. And then you must be able to get into your mind's eye and imagine it. Can you visually see it, feel it, touch it in your mind before it comes in? When you can do that, now you're on your way. Okay? Now, what happens is when you ask yourself those 3 questions, this is what's created. You start creating daily behaviors. Positive behaviors. Those behaviors become habits. Those habits turn into skills. Those skills turn into knowledge. That knowledge turns into execution. That execution turns into a whole new character. And that character now is creating a whole new future and destiny for yourself. That's what happens when you ask yourself those 3 questions. Then it moves on even further. Okay? What happens is you now become a tool for yourself. You are no longer being utilized by others. You are utilizing other people to get you to your goal. All right? Now, with that created position, is you then build on this faith. And then this faith allows you to be more focused, because you have this new belief system and this self-talk. It allows you to focus, get rid of a lot of distractions. You are able to then now gain some direction where you're going. And when you have direction, you start making plans, because you know, because of your focus and everything, you're able to then hit these goals that you are trying to hit. So again, with that set in motion, you now have something for the 9 pillars to support. Now let me go down the list of the 9 pillars. We're gonna focus on just one of them today. All right, so here it is. Number 1, we covered it in another video, and that was show up and show out. Number 2, we covered already, that is stop lying to yourself. Number 3, which we're gonna cover today, this is give all your goals a deadline. Number 4 is no excuses. Number 5 is master the gift of you. Number 6 is no plan B. Number 7 is trust your mind's eye. Number 8 is don't be afraid to fail. And number 9 is maximize the day the night before. All right, those are the 9 pillars. Now, this is what we're going to do. We are going to focus on number 3, which is give all your goals a hard deadline. And why this is so important is because you start avoiding this how. Because a lot of times people make these goals and then they start looking around, how am I going to do it? They try to nitpick with these plans. And what happens at that point, you do what I always call you trying to watch grass grow. It's going to grow, but just get out of the way. Do the things that you're supposed to do every day. Water that grass, keep people off that grass, give it the right fertilizer, the food, the grass will grow. Very simple equation in that regard. All right. So, and I say that specifically because when you are focusing on how, what you end up doing is you forget the goal. Because once you have the goal, it forces you to make a plan. It forces you either to work from where you are to where you're going, or to do what they call reverse engineering and work from the goal right back to where you are now. And now you have this plan of where you're trying to get to. All right. Now, there was a particular time in my life, and I'm just going to mention this a little, just quickly. There was a time in my life after professional baseball that I was homeless. And I can clearly tell you 100% without a doubt that all of them, all of the people out there on the streets that are homeless right now do not have a plan. Do not have a plan to get out of it. And that's exactly where I was. I was just wallowing in my homelessness, and I did not have a plan as to what I wanted to do to get out of it. Okay? So, when you are homeless, you don't have a plan, so you don't have a deadline. You're just reacting to life. And when you have a plan, no, you don't react to life. You are creating life. You're creating yourself getting to the goal. There's a big difference in that. So, and some people want to try to look around and always checking to see where they are. Again, trying to watch grass grow. And I have come to the understanding is that the minute that you stop grinding, the process stops. You can't look at where you are. You can count some numbers, you can count your bank account and everything, but you can never truly observe where you are in the process. You cannot look around and see it because you've just stopped the process. And that's probably one of the most beautiful things is that keeps people going, is that you can never watch the process that you're going through. Because if you do, you've stopped it. So you'll never get a chance to see it. You just need to keep going, keep grinding. Get out of here. Man, phone calls coming in. All right, so now I use this analogy, and I'm going to do this real quick. Baseball and tennis. These are major sports that do not have a clock. Okay, so there is something magical about past, present, and future actually coming together in those sports, because you could be down in the last set, and as long as you never let that other person win, you can keep going and keep going and keep going. That's how baseball is. You get down to your last out, as long as you keep hitting, you can stay up, and there's always an opportunity to come back. But here's what's interesting about that is the time in those games is not running out, but your margin for error is. And that's what happens with life. Life and time, it's not running out. There's always going to be time. But as you get older and opportunities become smaller, smaller, and smaller, your opportunity to make mistakes becomes bigger. Okay? And the opportunity to be successful comes smaller. So that's why I say to yourself is that you want to take advantage of the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. Okay, let me say it again. You want to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime in the time of the opportunity. Because it may only last a day, minute, whatever, and it might be gone. So you need to act now. All right? Now, when I was in prison, the one thing happened at that moment is I got scared. I got terrified as far as, was I going to make it out of there? So every day I tried to wake up and be the best person. I mean, the sense of urgency went through the roof. And my self-awareness went through the roof is what I was working with. And I look at that and I compare that to a lot of people that I see right now in the real world. And what I call them are clock suckers. These individuals are just sucking up time, wasting time when they could be actually pursuing where they want to go. And that'll be something that I'll talk about a little bit later on as far as clock suckers. All right. So again, I say this, take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of the opportunity. You don't know how long that lifetime is. So you don't want to pass it up. Example, some girl walks past you in a store, chance, she's banging, body, everything, she's fine, and then you just let her walk right out the place. You don't say anything to her. You may never get that opportunity again. Now, some people will look at this and go, oh man, bitches everywhere, women all over the place. This is what happens. That girl is one. She's the only one of that one that walked in your space. you may never meet her again. You may meet a bunch of other girls that are just as good looking and everything, but that one you may never meet again. So you do not want to waste that opportunity that you have right in front of you. All right. Other thing to take in consideration, and I firmly believe this. I firmly believe, and because just knowing how much energy is out there in the universe and ideas, and I believe the greatness that you have inside you, that greatness never expires. But here's what does. The time frame to utilize the greatness within you or within us, it expires. So you have a time frame that you better take advantage of the greatness that you have, or you may never get a chance to use that opportunity. That greatness will still be out there. Someone else will take advantage of it because you didn't utilize it within the time frame that you have the skill set to take advantage of it. Again, remember what I said? The greatness in you never expires, but the time frame to utilize that greatness, it does. All right? Now, you cannot save time, all right? Nor can you replace time. Going back to what I just said, you can't save time, you can't replace time. So in your lifetime, when that opportunity presents itself, take it, go after it, grasp it. I mean, like your life depends on it. That's why I'm sitting here right now talking to you right now. Because when I got myself in prison, I looked around and said, my life depends. I'm looking at you right in the camera. My life depended on me turning that time into something useful. All right? So, do your due diligence. Don't act just carelessly. Do your due diligence and then act immediately. All right? So, with that in mind, let's look at this. You walk into a library. It's full of information. You access the internet, Google, whatever search engine you use, full of information. But what makes that information powerful is the execution of extracting it and then giving it a deadline to do something with it. Other than that, it's just a pile of information. And we all know tons of people out there that have a bunch of information and do absolutely nothing with it. And they answer all the greatest questions they know. They're just full of, you're like, dang, dude, you just full of all kind of information. Bum as hell. Bum. A bum library. That's what it is me. Just a bum full of information. All right? So, with that said, this, again, remember, think back to the topic of this video. What was it again? Oh, okay, hold on. It is, give all your goals a firm, hard deadline. All right, that's what this whole thing talk about. Make that all sink in. All right. So now, as we come to the end, here's my challenge to you: ask and answer the 3 questions. Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera again. Ask and answer the 3 questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? And can you imagine in your mind, visualize yourself accomplishing that goal? All right, that's the first challenge. Ask yourself the 3 questions. Then we've covered the first pillar, show up and show out. Second pillar, stop lying to yourself. Third pillar, what's the third one again? Give every goal a deadline. So ask and answer yourself the 3 questions. Then apply one of those pillars to support what you're trying to do. All right, again, this is Carlton Hamilton. Just a quick one before I head on out with my son and daughter and do a little workout. This is Carlton Hamilton with Plan Your Greatness. And remember this, plan your greatness. No one else will. All right, I will see you guys all next time.